Aries, welcome to Monarch Intuition, and today I'm going to be doing your January 2023 mid-monthly check-in reading for you. So if you're new to my channel, what I like to do is I like to pull one major arcana to see the energy and then clarify with a different deck. So what's going on for the sign of Aries? What do we need to know for you? Give you a couple more shuffles. Okay. We have the Sun. So you're going to be having a very enlightening experience coming up within January 2023. And this experience could be very happy for you. I usually don't believe the Sun card is really the happiest card in the deck. I view it more as you have complete clarity of a situation, because it's the opposite of the Moon card. The Moon card represents treachery, distrust, sadness, ill thoughts. However, with the Sunlight card, you can see where that is coming from. And I guess in a way, clarity does make you happy, but it can also be very bittersweet. So I don't want you to get your hopes up when you see the Sun card. I just want you to know what the truth is behind it. So what do we need to know with this Sunlight energy for Aries? How are you going to be feeling? Now, you could also be feeling very good coming up. You could have a very happy moment. I'm not saying that you can. I'm just saying just don't get your hopes up. So what do we need to know for Aries? I'm going to be using the Revelations Tarot. This deck does have reversals in it. I'm going to get you 3 cards to clarify. We have the Devil. We have the Nine of Pentacles in reversed. And we have the King of Cups. See, this is what I was talking about right here, not getting your hopes up, because with this Devil energy, you're going to see that you're chained to a toxic situation right here, and you're going to see that very clearly. Now, how you feel about that situation, that entirely depends up to you. So with this Devil energy, you're going to be realizing that you're chained to some sort of addiction right here, something that is very negative, and maybe, it has to do with finances because you have the Knight of Pentacles in reversed. I feel like with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, there's absolutely no movement. In fact, there's a situation that when it's upright, it's kind of stagnant. It's still moving forward, but it feels kind of stagnant because it's taking too long. With the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, it represents that pentacle's gone. There's nothing there. And you're kind of mourning over this situation. So I kind of feel like maybe you've given time to this thing. Maybe you've given a lot of money to this Devil. You have the King of Cups coming out over here. The King of Cups, I'm not sure if they're for you or if they're against you, because here's the thing about the King of Cups. It does represent Scorpionic energy, and you and Scorpio co-rule the tower. So in a way, it can be seen as someone who is helpful for you, but it can also represent your own destruction. So with the King of Cups in upright, he is generally someone who wants to give you some sort of emotional gift right here. He wants to take care of your emotions. Maybe you are chained to this person. Maybe you're feeding something to this addiction. Maybe this person is your addiction right here. And you're going to see that very clearly. So let's clarify this Devil energy. What's going on right here? Now, this doesn't have to be a love reading. This could be something within your life. Maybe something that you thought was going to make you happy. For example, it could be something as simple as, because the King of Cups represents, an emotional realm. Say, for instance, you wanted to be a professional gamer, so you spent all your time and your money to build, a perfect PC, and you spent all your time practicing, but then you just don't have the skill for it. And then you're going to realize that, maybe in a competition, you don't have the skill for that situation. You don't have that skill set. And it can make you upset because you spent all your money on this situation. But something is going to be very clear for you regarding this. Now, let me get this deck right here. I just saw the Seven of Cups, so it's kind of like an illusion. Yeah, like a movie, alcohol, drugs, just something of that nature. So what's the Devil energy? We have the Two of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. I feel like in a way you need to have boundaries. You need to have stable boundaries within your life. In a way, this is you saying that there is some sort of addiction that is trying to consume you. For example, tarot can be an addiction. all right? If you sit there and you carry around a pocket deck, or you have a pocket deck with you and then you always ask it questions, you're relying on a mediumship tool instead of just using your own intuition, all right? So I kind of feel like, in a way, you need to close out things. You need to rely on your own intuition. Just give yourself a break from a situation. Give yourself a break. Have, like, you know, a boundary put up against this devil. So it's okay if you want to watch TV, but when it becomes an addiction, that's a problem. So you have to balance it out with something else. You have to have some sort of stability. Maybe you have to read a book right here. What's this Knight of Pentacles in reversed? You have the Fool and the Moon, yeah. You foolishly did something, you foolishly invested in something, and it just didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to. It's like you lost that pentacle, because with this foolish energy, you just did something out of folly. It's kind of like you're feeding into this situation. You're feeding into folly right here. But you're going to realize that all this effort that you gave to this situation, it was for nothing. So it's okay to have some sort of enjoyment, but when that enjoyment consumes you, that is the issue for you, Aries. King of Cups, the Hanged Man, the Ten of Cups. Suspended happiness, or seeing something for what it truly is. So with the Hanged Man in reverse, you're looking for clarity. And what you're going to find is the Ten of Cups. Is this person good, or is this situation good for you? It's the Nine of Cups. Okay. A wish come true. One more card. The Knight of Pentacles upright. All right. So here's the thing. You do have to put up boundaries between you and a problem right here. All right, something that consumes you, something that takes up a lot of your time, something that maybe you're investing money into that is just kind of like never going to happen. Have you ever seen the movie The Money Pit? The Money Pit is basically about this couple trying to sink in a lot of money into this house, but every time they fix something, it falls apart. Every time they fix something, it falls apart. And I kind of feel like that's what you're doing. It's like you're trying to force something to work because you are bound to it. You feel like you have to make this situation work, whatever it is, in career, in finances, in love, whatever. But you keep investing into things because you have this, you know, moonlight appeal to it, because that's the thing, is the devil kind of hides in the shadows, right? And it makes things look more glamorous, like 1940s movies, when they use that glamorous hazy shot. That's kind of what I'm seeing for you, is that you are polarized by something that is very beautiful, and you keep sinking money into that situation, or whatever, time, resources. But you need to have stable boundaries. You need to say, no, enough is enough. Now, you do have a very beautiful relationship or situation coming up for you with this King of Cups upright. But I feel like it's going to require you to go into some sort of suspension, maybe just taking a break for a little bit, to see clearly what you are doing right here. This amount of time and energy and effort you're putting into a devilish situation. Because I kind of feel like, in a way, the Scorpio is actually on your side, or this scorpionic energy, because you have the Knight of Pentacles upright. So you are doing something right here. One more card. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune with the Two of Swords. But you can't see this person, or you can't see this situation playing out. Because you're feeding into something over here. Why are you doing this? The Ten of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. Okay. You're refusing to admit defeat on something. Now, I'm not saying someone defeated you. That's not what I'm saying for you, Aries. I feel like Aries probably are not going to be the ones who get defeated by an individual, whether it's in magic or anything like that. I'm feeling like there is like a situation that you just paid into or done something with that just you refuse to take the loss and move on. You're saying, no, I can keep this awake. I can, try to forge and salvage something from the situation. It's like you're trying to steal from the Ten of Swords instead of just going through this swift ending, instead of just saying, hey, it has to be done. Yeah, it's cute. I can do this on the side. No, you want to continuously throw all of your time and effort into this devil. But every time you walk away, you still end up getting chained to the Eight of Swords. You still keep going back to it. Because it's like you're only going as far as the leash will let you go. Because remember, when we look at the Devil card, originally it has, a collar around them. They're chained to a podium. So it's like you're wanting to walk away from the devil. You get just far enough to get, pulled back by the collar. And you're like, yep, that's Ten of Swords. But that isn't it. You keep walking back. It's like you're going around in a circle. You think you've gotten away from it, but you keep walking right back because it's just a loop. Because you're refusing to see the Ten of Swords. You're refusing to actually end the situation and be done with it. Can I get more information on what they're trying to be done with? The Eight of Cups with the Page of Swords. It's something that's emotional right here. The Page of Swords and the Eight of Cups. You have an emotional foundation with this devil. You're trying to force something to work with the Page of Swords, but it's in your best interest not to do that. So it's kind of like, in a weird way, Aries, you have a talent, and then you have a situation where you're not talented, okay? Whatever it is. And instead of feeding into this talent over here and making it the Ten of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and doing all of this stuff, you keep trying to put money over here instead of feeding this right here. One is going to be very good for you, and one is just a money pit. Like, it's never gonna go anywhere. For whatever reason, I don't know. But once you have the enlightenment with the Hanged Man and the Sun, you will see the Ten of Cups. You will see a situation blooming for you. You'll have a wish come true. You'll say, why didn't I spend my money on this? Because now, even though it's moving slowly, there is still movement. It's like the Wheel of Fortune is the wheel. Like on a chariot. I know we haven't pulled a chariot, but the Knight of Pentacles is actually moving forward now. But you can't see that far ahead. You can't see that, because here's the thing about the devil. It's like glamorizing you with these Eight of Cups, right? But you know that it's not actually bringing you the total fulfillment that you want, because you need to walk to the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups. And you intuitively know this for yourself. What else is going on? You have the Sun card coming out. You have the Four of Wands. You have the Queen of Pentacles. You know, here's the thing, Aries. You and Taurus are actually supposed to have really, really good years. Like, you're supposed to have really, really good years this year, okay? But the problem is that you can mess it up for yourself by staying in situations that are doing things that are just not aligned with the goal, okay? You need to look at the sunlight and have a full picture of what you are trying to do, okay? Does this dream right here seem unattainable? Have you been doing it for too long? Does it just seem that it's not going anywhere or doing anything? Well, then you need to go celebrate with this Queen of Pentacles elsewhere, okay? Celebrate receiving the blessings of the sunlight. So, I guess in a way, you do have clarity, but at the same time, you know how I was talking about how the Sun can also be an emotional card? make you very happy. That's what this is right here. You're going to receive the clarity, but at the same time be very happy once you finally gain the clarity, because you will see the Ten of Cups. You'll say, this is the path that I'm supposed to be on. This is what I'm actually supposed to be doing. Everything right here was just pulling me down and making me go in a spiral. Why do you want to stay, though? Like, what's so appealing about this? Other than the fact you've thrown in money, you've thrown in your time, like... Okay. I know what the problem is. I know what the problem is for you. We have the World coming out. You're trying to be a control freak. Aries love to control things because remember your card is the Emperor energy. You really want to control this situation and try to force it to work because I kind of feel like it brings you some sort of completion within your own mind. But here's the thing, is that this is an addiction that is never going to bring you completion, okay? You want to rule the devil, but the devil is ruling you. And you're like, well, if I keep doing whatever the situation is, I'll eventually gain mastery over something. I will complete a cycle, but you will not. It's almost like you want to rule the world, or at least be world renowned for something, or at least have some sort of, you know, like, this is me. But here's the thing. Sometimes you can have that by moving on to a different situation. Because I'm saying that you can have something similar to that over here, because the Wheel of Fortune is also kind of like the world. It does represent a complete cycle when it goes through. It kind of represents, you know, the phases of our lives. You can receive something over here that's going to make you happy, but the problem is you've dedicated too much time to this. And because you've dedicated so much time to it, you just cannot get the courage to walk away. The Knight of Wands, the Devil. You keep charging back into the devil energy. You keep trying to have dominion over this as a knight. The Temperance, the Page of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. The angel is working behind the scenes to give you this Ace of Cups. All you have to do is see what's truly going on right here. I know what this is in a way, okay? We don't have the Magician card coming out. I'm not going to pull one to say that the Magician card is coming out. But it's kind of like performing black magic, but then because black magic messes up timelines, and so you're trying to fix all the timelines now. You're like, okay, well, let me put a Band-Aid on this, let me put a Band-Aid on that, but it's kind of like trying to put a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound, all right? Sometimes, Aries, you just have to take the L from whatever this is and walk away from it, because you're never going to fix all the mistakes. You're never going to fix whatever this is, because it's unfixable. It's trying to drag you into it, okay? That's the whole point. Is that it consumes you to make you try to fix things that are unfixable instead of just saying, all right, I move on to the Ten of Swords, complete that cycle, and then move forward. Because that's the thing about the Ten of Swords. It's to teach you a lesson of walking away, of just accepting it, and then moving forward. And then you see something very clearly. You see the happiness. You see the things that, are actually meant for you when you release control of something. Because no matter how much magicians think they have dominion over situations, they only have dominion until a certain extent, or for a certain extent of time. time period, whatever. So, you do have a very good situation, just requires you to look at something, see the light, and be happy, and then just move towards that. Okay, Aries? So, but it can also represent false illusionment as well. Like you're trying to feed the devil because maybe you think that the devil is the true enlightenment, because the Queen of Pentacles can also be Capricorn and the devil can also be Capricorn energy. So it's like you have true enlightenment and then you have false enlightenment as well. The true enlightenment is trying to bring you towards a situation, but it needs you to look at what's actually going on. You're feeding something over here. It keeps pulling you apart. It keeps forcing you to do the same thing, right? Look at why you're doing that. Why do you have to perform these rituals? Why do you have to keep doing this? Why does it make you happy? Why? And once you realize that it's most likely trying to gain control over you by you trying to have control over it. It's kind of like, in a way, obsessive compulsive disorders. If you don't know, a lot of people think that by doing the obsessive compulsive rituals behind it, here's the thing, obsessive compulsive disorder does not always mean that you keep things clean. Obsessive compulsive disorder is actually a lot deeper than that. It could be something as simple as you have to turn off the light switch 15 times, otherwise you think someone in your family is going to, like, die. Like, that's obsessive compulsive disorder. And I kind of feel like you're trying to gain mastery over this obsession, but by you doing it and by you feeding into the compulsion, that compulsion has mastery over you. That's how the tables turn on this. So, anyway, you have family, you have justice, and you have passion. So pay attention to your family. I feel like your family is very important right here. The scales will balance out. Remember, I've always talked about the scales of Libra. One side being, Jesus was mentioned as the morning star. Lucifer was mentioned on the morning star. They both sit at both ends of the polarity, masculine and feminine. Passion, I feel like you're moving towards something that truly does make you happy, truly makes you passionate, but you have to understand that your mastery of whatever this is not getting you there. And here's the thing, Aries, sometimes you don't have to have mastery over a situation. Sometimes you just have to let it burn and dance in the flames, because that's honestly what Aries represents. It's like, oh, it doesn't work by arson and then just dancing around in the bonfire. And sometimes that's what you just have to do. I'm not saying to actually burn shit down. Don't do that. But in a way, you have to accept Scorpio sometimes. You have to accept that the tower is going to be destroyed. And as long as you can, it's really strange. Aries energy is like very chaotic. It's like relishing the downfall of something. And I feel like that's maybe what you have to get into, Aries, is you just have to be happy of the downfall of something. It's kind of like, in a way, how sometimes serial killers leave people on clues because it makes them happy that people are trying to find them, and then when they finally get caught, it's like, they're happy about that situation. It's like weird, but in a way, that's kind of how I feel about this passionate energy for you, Aries, is just walk outside of the tower and just celebrate that it's falling. And I kind of feel like maybe that's what you've gotten away from. Maybe you've tried to force this tower that was never going to be good for you. You're forcing it. You're doing that money pit thing. But you and Scorpio both know that situations don't last forever. So, anyway. You have nature gems, and be love, and light heart. Take it with a light heart, yeah. And I don't even think it has to be that serious for you, Aries. I don't even think it needs to be like, gloom and doom. I just think that, just say, fuck it. Nature gems, be love, and light heart. Go outside, touch the grass, try to grow a plant, be love, accept the love that's coming in. Remember, that is your counterpart is Scorpio. Light heart, take things with the light heart. Because here's the thing, when you find an evolved Scorpio or a situation that is, meant for you, where it's like kind of like your divine counterpart or divine situation you're supposed to be in, it actually works out. Scorpios and Aries can do really good things together. I'm not saying that you're going to be with a Scorpio or anything like that. I'm just saying maybe connecting to the ending of something and understanding that, war brings death. If you fight for a situation, eventually it's going to die. So I kind of feel like just take it with the light heart. You have Rado, wagon, travel, communication, decisive action, reunion, progress, inner path, and destiny. Berkana, encourage ideas, aid creative endeavors, nurture a project, and help with family. You also have family right here. So family, double clarification of family. You have red squirrel, conscientious, and fox, cunning. Pay attention to what you're doing. Are you feeding the situation, or is the situation trying to consume you? You have to be smarter about things. Is it trying to control your life by making you feel that you have to do something? And by you doing that, you're indebted to that feeling because you think it'll make you have mastery. But in reality, it's the opposite way around. So I kind of feel like you have to see things in like a weird reversal kind of way for yourself. Let me get you these. Death, the eternal cycle begins here, which the earthly weaver of the worlds. Yes, that's what I was talking about. It's like you're trying to keep weaving things instead of just letting situations end. But that's the lesson for you, Aries, is that you have to let something end so something new can begin again. There once was a man named Michael Finnegan. He grew fat and then got thin again. Then he died and had to begin again. Poor old Michael Finnegan. That's kind of what I'm seeing for you. It's like you keep trying to weave death into something. But instead of just letting it fall, because that is who you are, Aries. You're supposed to, like, yes, you have that Emperor energy, but at the same time, there is a destruction when the Emperor gets off of his throne and he just kind of, like, allows it to fall apart while he's watching certain things, get destroyed. So, it's basically I'm not saying that it has to be about giving up, the witch energy. But it's allowing lessons to play out and understanding why you have to go through that lesson. And by that, it moves you on to the next phase. So, anyway, Aries, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll talk to you later.